Debut seasons as manager of your own county don't come much better than winning Sam Maguire at the first attempt, although Brian Dooher and Feargal Logan are actually the second in a row to do that for Tyrone. You've already done it as a player 3 times. Feargal, you obviously came so close as a player, so finally to cross the line as a manager, what does it feel like?
Oh, absolutely delighted, Joanne. Couldn't be happier. And, we inherited a good, strong set of footballers, and ultimately it's the players that do it all, and they did the business there today in spades. We knew there were a serious outfit coming down today, and even in the more recent times. But listen, it's just great that we got over the line, and the coaching that Joe and Holmesy and Peter Donnelly, who got back into Tyrone, on the job, so to speak, was evident there today. And listen, it's just a happy collective, and everybody's just delighted.
That's funny because Sean Kavanagh used the exact same word when he was describing it. He said, it's a collective. That's clearly something you two have made sure to instill in this team.
Oh, definitely. It's not about any one person, it's about the team here. And, they have a great work ethic and they have great commitment. And, they bought into everything that we asked of them this year, and it paid off. Times it didn't go well, but thankfully at the end up, they got their just rewards. How
do you feel about being described as bad cop all the time?
I think it's the wrong way about, to be honest. I think that has to change.
Is it Feargal?
No, but if you get the reputation rising early, you can lie all day. But it's just the edges, the finesse edges, just that are let the relationship down now and again.
Are you the one who has to break the bad news genuinely?
No, I think, to be fair, we do everything together, to be honest. And there is some news not great for players. Whenever you tell players they're not on the panel, that's probably the hardest part of this job, because we have 38 players there who have given their all over the last 9 months. And some of them didn't make it out there, didn't get togged out, and they have played every bit of biggest part as some of the players on there today. And they should be recognised for that.
Is it difficult to be one of the men standing at the sideline watching and waiting for a plan to come together, as opposed to being out there and being able to physically do something about it?
Oh, it definitely is. You tell the players what you want, and they're coached as well as you can. But once they cross the white line, it's entirely up to them to make the right decisions. And thankfully we have a lot of good leaders out there and a lot of good decision makers under pressure. And they showed that today. Sometimes we didn't take the correct option, but by and large, most times we did.
Given all the uncertainty leading up to your semi-final, and the fact that you said you couldn't play it in the first date, did you think that it wasn't going to happen, that your championship was just going to end before you even got a chance to compete in an All-Ireland?
Yeah, that was the reality of it, Joanne. We simply couldn't do it, and it's a mini miracle we've survived to where we have. But we were on our knees for a month there, the guts of a month, and but we steadied the ship. We're deeply obliged for all the forgiveness people gave us, and ultimately, in the spirit of football, we turned up and we played our matches as hard as we could, and we're just glad we got over the line today.
What did you make of the reaction to what happened around that period of time, and did you use it as a driving force today in the last day?
Well, I think it's a debate for another day, Joanne, all of that. Ultimately, Tyrone is a proud footballing county with people committed in every club, and they'll be out tomorrow night. Win, lose or draw today, they'd have been out tomorrow night around the clubs of Tyrone, and the fields will be black with young people playing. So listen, we're just lucky that we're privileged to be in this position, and it's great to get Tyrone back to the summit again.
How brilliantly did your substitutes work today?
Oh, they definitely did. They came on and added a lot of value. Cahill came on, Dara came on, Ben came on. They just really give us that lift and that impetus to drive on further. And then Tiernan came on as well after that. And I don't remember who Paul Donaghy came on. And they all added a lot of value. Some days they work for you. This year, by and large, most days they've actually come on and they've been game changers. And today they were.
And we heard, I can't remember which one of your players said you knew you'd have to get goals to win today. That was part of the game plan.
Oh, it definitely is, and we have some great full forwards there, that are well able to score goals, none more so than Cahill, and Darren. And they did that today. They turned up and they scored goals for us, and we did need them. They were coming at a vital time, whenever we were under a lot of pressure, and they just give us that wee bit of a gap that we could always keep Mayo at arm's length.
How did you manage to turn around from what happened in Killarney to concede so few goals from then on in and end September as All-Ireland champions?
Well, we took a good night out that night, and then we had a long trip back the next day. It wasn't a pretty place to be, but I suppose ultimately, if you ask me that, it's the coaching that went on the field every night, and primarily the three men I've spoken of, Peter, Joe and Holmesy and the coaching and the relentless coaching. And in any event, we have good streetwise footballers who know how to defend 1-to-1. We maybe went down there a bit sort of blasé or complacent, but we got a proper lesson from Kerry about aggression and football and scoring goals. So listen, we just managed it. It was, somebody said it was the 12th of June. It feels like a year ago at this stage, but 12th of June to now is not a long period. But listen, we just, every game takes on its own dynamic, and in a cutthroat championship, we're just glad that we were able to stay on our feet the whole way through it.
Well, you certainly did, and you ended up on your feet and on top of the world as well. So the collective did it, but it always helps to have two really strong leaders at the top. So well done to good cop and bad cop, Brian Dooher and Feargal Logan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne.